Hi there, I'm Sian Holderness, and welcome to Health Unravelled. I'm a nutritionist, counsellor, and eating psychology coach, and in my almost decade of experience in the health industry, have seen far too many women and men become consumed with weight loss, only to end up yo-yo dieting with disordered eating patterns and impinge and restrict cycles. This just breaks my heart, so I'm here to unravel everything you thought you knew about health and yourself, to help you start putting the pieces of the puzzle together and begin the process of aligning your mind, body, and soul, creating a happier, healthier you. So let's dive straight in. Good morning. I don't know if it's morning when you're listening to this episode, but it is morning for me. So welcome back to Health Unravelled with today's topic, which is food FOMO. I'm going to start with a beautiful card reading. I have never actually seen or chosen this card before, and I'm feeling all a bit like oozy and woo-woo inside reading it. It was from the Gaia Oracle. Sorry, I was just turning my head to look. The Gaia Oracle card deck. And it's called Sacred Earth Mother, a message of love. We travel the endless corridors of our mind until one day we find a pathway that leads us to our heart. Who you truly are has nothing to do with your personality or your achievements, successes, or failures. The you think you are is an actor playing a role that your soul has chosen. The essence of you is soul, light with no beginning or end. You are an eternal spark of pure creativity, unlimited potential that yearns to be expressed and fulfilled. Your potential is your destiny. It awaits your call. Trust your heart and apply its love and wisdom to all you do. In this way, all you create or do will be a true expression of your soul. It is through expressing your truth that you create things of lasting value. Be true to you. Oh, I don't know if you're getting all the feels that I'm getting, but wow, what a message. What a message. I'm almost speechless. And if we apply that it may apply to you in so many different areas of your life. And it may apply to you as you and your soul and your life as one. But if we apply it to your health, your journey, the way I see this is how much time we spend really consumed by wanting to change our physical bodies, beating ourselves up, hating ourselves, not feeling good enough. For what? How can we just be more? How can I be more me? What is it that I truly love? What is it that I desire? What is it that lights me up? How do I truly want to feel in my life? And how can I make my way towards that space out of love, from love? All the feels. Anyhow, food FOMO. Food FOMO is very interesting. I originally called this food scarcity. However, I feel that can be easily confused with legitimate scarcity of food, which happens, we sometimes forget, happens for many people all around the world where they literally are scarce in physical food resources. And yet in Australia, where a majority of my listeners are from, it's actually really interesting seeing where everyone's from, but a majority of my listeners are in Australia. We have an abundance of food. We have an absolute abundance of food all around us, constantly, all the time. And it's so easily accessible, and we can access it. If we don't want to order food, if we don't even want to go to the effort of going out and picking food up, we can have it delivered to our door in our pajamas. Although I would still go to a store and pick it up in my pajamas because I really don't care. If I'm feeling comfy, I'm feeling comfy. But what I'm saying is that we literally have food at our fingertips. We can have cupboards and fridges full of food and still not feel like it's enough and want something else, right? That's how abundant food is for us here in Australia. And yet this feeling of food FOMO is so prevalent and so common that it really can affect the way in which we choose to eat. Now, food FOMO is where there's certain foods that we eat just because we don't want to miss out on them. And it's as if we feel that that food is scarce or that it's going away. And the reason for this is from years and years and years of media saying, don't eat that, don't do that, don't eat this, you can't have that, that's bad for you, that's going to kill you. Because that's literally what they do with a variety of foods all the time. And, you know, we have all these celebrity diets, and the most recent one being Kim Kardashian, who I'm really sad at what's happened, because I feel like we're in a day and a time where we know better, and that she should know how much influence she holds over people and how damaging her words are. And this is just a quick little reminder that you buy clothes that fit your body. You do not fit your body into clothes, right? You do not have to change your body to fit into an item of clothing. Clothes are made to fit our bodies. We are not made or designed to change and transform into clothes. Case in point, I got married in September last year, and I bought a wedding dress. And when I bought it, silly me, I bought the dress it was almost a year prior to that. I think it was in late 2020 I bought it. And I was like, oh yeah, you know, I'll lose a little bit more weight before I fit into this. And it was only because I'd just been through that journey of losing my post-pregnancy weight, which kind of was just happening as I navigated my way back into how I live every single day. And so in my mind, I was like, yeah, I'll probably lose a bit more before the wedding. And as the wedding crept up, I fit into it, like the zip did up and everything, but I wasn't comfortable. I was very uncomfortable in it. And I got to the point where I was like, I am not willing. I'm happy. I am happy. I'm happy with what I'm doing. I'm happy with what I'm eating. I'm happy with how I'm fueling my body. I'm happy with how I'm moving. I refuse to try and make my body change to fit into this dress. And so I went out, I sold that one, and I went out and I bought a new one. So I know I've just gone off on a little tangent there, but it's because of things like that, particularly celebrities and the media doing things like that. And if you're unfamiliar, hop on and Google Kim Kardashian and Marilyn Monroe's dress, and you will quickly find out some of the comments that she made around how she lost weight so quickly to fit into this dress. And if I am correct in saying, when Marilyn Monroe wore that dress, she was literally sewn into it. So it was designed to fit a completely different human. Right? And it's because of these things that have happened constantly for years and years and years on end that we have this subconscious scarcity around food. And it's particularly around foods that we label as bad, which is why I'm so firm on not labeling foods as good or bad, because it literally creates this food scarcity. As soon as we say, eat this, don't eat that, we instantly create food FOMO, right? And for different people, it's different things. For some people, it's like when they're out and there's alcohol, right? And they're like, I'm having a good time and I don't want to miss out because I'm here and I'm having a few drinks. So I'm just going to have drinks because next week I'm never going to drink ever again. Or it might be with takeaway, or it might be with chips, or it might be with dessert. I would probably say where I feel it the most is with donuts. And that comes back to my days competing, because those things were like so big around competing in bodybuilding competitions, and you know, your cheat meals, and you hype yourself up for the most amazing donuts and all the donuts you're going to eat when you finish competing. And that still stuck with me today. And so I still experience these things, right? When I talk about these topics, it's not out of a place where I'm better or I'm different or I don't struggle anymore. It's out of a place where I've just simply learned and applied the skills to navigate my way through them without harming myself, essentially. Because when we do things that don't honor us, we are harming ourselves in some way, shape or form. And so everything I do now is out of honor, and I check in with myself constantly. Like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Am I honoring myself, or am I punishing myself right now? What is my story? So with food FOMO, that's exactly where this comes from, is constantly being told, eat that, don't eat that. And so when we are around whatever this food is for you, it may be one thing, it may be lots of things. For example, ice cream and chocolate, I can have in the house, and I can have a little bit, and that's fine. And I don't struggle with that in any way, shape or form, where a lot of people do. If Josh, my husband, wants to go and get Brooklyn donuts, and if you know what Brooklyn donuts are, you know how delicious they are. White chocolate Biscoff is my choice. Then that is where it's a little bit more difficult for me to navigate, whether I'm honoring, whether I'm going to do it, whether I'm honoring myself, whether I'm punishing myself, and the ability to say no. And when you get to that point where you have the skills to work through those moments, to work through that food FOMO, and to realize that, in fact, the food that we have around us is not going away anywhere. It's not disappearing. It's not going to vanish off the face of the planet. In my case, Brooklyn donuts will always be there, or some type of delicious donut will always be there. They're not going to disappear. Donuts are not going to just magically vanish tomorrow. For some people it's chocolate, for some people it's ice cream. And knowing that these foods, they're going to taste the exact same way the next time we eat them as they did last time we ate them, right? And this isn't to say that they're bad. This is just when you feel like you're making a choice out of food FOMO, is checking in with yourself and saying, do I really want this? Is this going to honor me? So if I have one Brooklyn donut, perfect. If I have two, I know I'm going to feel sick. I'm going to feel sluggish tomorrow, because food really impacts me, particularly with autoimmune conditions that I have. I'm quite sensitive to food. So I'm gonna suffer tomorrow if I have it now. And so my ability to know how to say no, when to stop, when to listen to my hunger and fullness signals, because if you're eating past your hunger and fullness signals, that's another sign that you're falling into the food FOMO trap, or potentially the emotional eating and self-sabotage trap as well, because they all interlink with each other. And so that's one of the things that I remind myself of, is that it's not going anywhere. They're always going to be there. I can literally Uber Eats a Brooklyn donut, I'm pretty sure. And if I can't now, probably give it a month or two and I will be able to, right? That's how abundant food is. I can have it at any time I choose to have it. I can have it anytime I choose to have it, and it's not disappearing, and it's going to taste the exact same way next time I eat it as it did last time I ate it. And that's really powerful. But I think that being able to differentiate between those factors of honor and punishment, and if you're unfamiliar with this, I actually have a free Facebook group called Self-Honor School that has a variety of pre-recorded modules in there that you can go through and listen to. And this Facebook group is absolutely free. It doesn't cost you a cent to be there. The links are always in the show notes for this space. And those modules take you through step by step to help you create awareness around honor versus punishment and what the difference is. And if you are stuck in emotional eating or self-sabotage, I have the emotional eating workshop, which you can access for only $27.50 a week. It's incredible. I try to have such a variety of resources at a variety of different price points so that I can help you at any point throughout your journey. And so the links to those are always in the show notes for you. But that's where that difference is, right? Is in the ability to distinguish and act from that state of conscious decision making. And it's not about saying no. It's not like I can never have Brooklyn donuts again, because that causes food FOMO. And I'm just using myself as an example here. You replace Brooklyn donuts with whatever that food may be for you. It's not that you can never have it, or they're wrong, or they're bad. It's just understanding, are you honoring yourself or punishing yourself? How are you going to feel, and how do you want to feel? And does that align? Because if it misaligns, what's going to happen is you're probably going to trip into guilt and self-sabotage, and so the journey kind of begins. So bringing awareness to that area is so important. So I hope this has been super helpful. I can't wait for you to see what's coming. This is the first episode in my second 6 months. So last episode was episode 26. This is episode 27, which means I have been recording for 6 months, one episode every single week for 6 months. How amazing is that? I'm so proud of myself. I'm so excited. I'm so grateful for for being here and listening to me and all the feedback that I receive. Honestly, I just love it. I really, really love this outlet. It's an outlet for me. It's a way that I can assist and guide and serve, which is all I dream to do, is to change the way that we look at health from this health, fitness, weight loss, wellness aspect, and help you realign with exactly who you are and what you're here to do on this planet. So thank you so much. I'm so honored and privileged to be here. I can't wait to chat to you next time. If you loved this episode, please let me know by leaving me a review or sharing this with your friends. It's so important for me to get this information out to those that need to hear it. So your feedback means the absolute world to me. And also, if you have any topic requests, hit me up with them too.